Oke. Tadi Beko nanya kan, yang ini 200, ini kan 196. Halo, anybody? Home?
Ya, Pak.
Nah, 200.000 itu kita kan nggak beli survei. 196 kita beli survei, harganya 4.000 kan. Jadi di sini tanpa membeli survei, ini sudah membeli survei. Makanya dia menjadi minus 4.000. Nggak ada demand pun. Oke, conduct survei 1. Jadi harus conduct survei karena apa? Hasilnya setelah dihitung, yang pertama ini ya, yang ini dihitung, maka jumlah dengan tanpa survei adalah no survei adalah 86. Dengan survei menghasilkan 141. Dengan survei yang jelek menghasilkan 16. Tapi ini ditambah ini jadi 87. Jadi yang dipilih adalah mana ini dengan ini mana yang terbesar? Yang terbesar tentunya yang note 10 ini kan, yaitu conduct survey. No survey hanya 86, conduct survey 87. Oke. Jadi conduct survey, jika survei menghasilkan positif, maka kita akan menghasilkan sekian, tapi jika negatif akan menghasilkan EMV sebesar 16. Nah, untuk sampel expected value of sample information, maka Thomson Lambert survey provide sample information. Ya, itu bisa dicoba dulu. EMV with free sample information dan dikurangin EMV without any information. EMV dari tanpa informasi sekian 87 ditambah 4.090 ini jadi EVSA-nya jadinya 91 dikurangin 86 menjadi 5.000. Nah, value of information-nya kan kita belinya 4.000, dia berharga 5.000 sekian. Jadi patut dibeli. Berapa efisiensinya? Tinggal dihitung 59 dibagi 24 sekian. Yang lainnya biasa saja ya. Kemudian ada teknik lain yang menggunakan Bayesian analysis, di mana kita menggunakan peluang. Ini tidak akan saya berikan dulu karena statistik Anda juga kurang peluangnya. Jadi peluang ini dan mungkin SMP, SMA waktu itu dapat ya. Nah, tapi kalau di sejarah ini kan bahwa outcome-nya 5, outcome 1,5 ini 5 ya, 0,5 kali ini ditambah 0,5 kali 50 jadi 25. Hitung-hitung sederhana aja. Oke. Yang terakhir adalah gene utility curve. Yaitu orang itu apakah dia suka resiko atau tidak. Nah, ini risk indifferent, risk seeker, risk avoider. Risk seeker itu lebih ke arah monetary outcome, kalau risk avoider ke arah utility, dan risk indifferent itu yang mengambil tengah-tengahnya. Ini Anda bisa baca sendiri, saya kira nggak terlalu banyak ininya. Oke. Tergantung dia risk, apakah dia orang yang suka mengambil resiko. Biasanya orang mengambil resiko, melihat keuntungan gede, sikat, langsung, ayo, invest di situ. Padahal resikonya juga besar juga. Semakin besar keuntungan, semakin besar resiko. Itu yang perlu dipertimbangkan. Oke, cukup sampai sekian saja ininya, presentation-nya. Ada pertanyaan atau lain-lain? Ini saya belum mengaktifkan ini ya, absen ya. Untuk absen. Ayo silakan, ada pertanyaan?
Pak, ini materinya di-share nggak, Pak?
Ya nanti di-share semua. Oh, di e-learning ada.
Oh, oke. Makasih, Pak.
Di e-learning ada materinya, cuma videonya belum. Karena videonya nanti saya kasih linknya aja. Kalau ini uh, di e-learning nanti terlalu berat. Videonya besar-besar.
In this section, we are going to study how we are going to use tree plan to draw decision tree in Excel. In this example, the owner of the company, Steve Hinton, is thinking about whether to apply for a $85,000 research grant for using wireless technology to enhance safety in the coal industry. Steve would spend approximately $5,000 preparing the grant proposal and estimates a 50-50 chance of receiving the grant. If Steve got a grant, he would need to decide whether to use microwave, cellular, or infrared technology. Depending on what kind of technology is chosen, the equipment cost is given in this table. For example, if Steve chose to use cellular technology, then the equipment cost is $5,000. Next, depending on whether Steve is lucky or not, research and development costs might be high or low, and the table you see over here summarizes the information. In the best scenario, suppose microwave technology is chosen, then the R&D cost would be $30,000, and the probability of that is 40%. There is a 60% chance the R&D cost would be $60,000, which is the worst scenario. All right, next let's see how we are going to use tree plan to help Steve make a good decision. All right, let's start with a brand new spreadsheet. To start the tree plan, we have to activate tree plan first, which is upload Control T. You see a pop-up window. Okay, we're gonna draw a new tree. Click New Tree, and by default, a tree starts with a decision node, and this decision node has two arcs, decision 1 and decision 2. In the case of Comtech, Steve has to decide whether he's going to apply for the research grant or not. So let's do this. Okay, apply for grant. Keep in mind there's $5,000 cost for preparing the research proposal. Okay, negative 5,000 entered over here. And the other option for Steve is, okay, do not apply. In this case, nothing's going to be happening. No gain, no loss. Okay, so that's the end of story over here. So the complicated part is if Steve applies for the grant. So we're going to move on to the next stage of the decision tree. In stage 2, it is going to be an event because that is something Steve cannot control. It's up to OSHA to decide who's going to get the grant. Okay, so once again, we're going to click Control T, and we're going to change the terminal node to what? Event node. And this event node has two branches. Let's click OK. Here we go. So events are winning the grant or not. So let's name the events. Okay, the probability that Steve is going to win the grant is 50%. So that's the default value. So there's nothing we need to do. Keep in mind, the research grant is worth $85,000. So we're gonna enter $85,000 over here. And if Steve does not win the grant, then that's the end of the story. As a result, Steve will lose $5,000. Okay, let's go to the case in which Steve does win the grant. Next, it's up to Steve to make decisions once again. This time, the decisions are about what technology to choose. Steve has 3 options. So let's use Control T once again. So we're going to change that to decision node. This decision node has 3 branches or 3 options for Steve. Okay, let's choose 3. Click OK. The first technology is microwave. If microwave technology is chosen, the equipment cost would be $4,000. Okay, negative 4,000 over here. Next is cellular technology. The associated equipment cost is $5,000. Okay. The last one is infrared tech. Its equipment cost is $4,000. Here we go. This is the 3rd stage of this decision tree. Now let's look at each of the 3 technologies. If microwave technology is chosen, then there's 40% chance the R&D cost would be $30,000, and there's 60% chance the R&D cost would be $60,000. So that is an event which is out of Steve's control. Let's do that. Control T, change that to event node, which has 2 branches. Click OK. So let's call event 8 best case and event 9 worst case. Now we have to change the associated probabilities. The probability of best case over here is 0.4. Accordingly, the probability of worst case is 0.6. Alright, if best case occurs, the R&D cost would be $30,000. Okay, and if worst case takes place, the R&D cost is going to be $60,000. Okay, so we're done with the microwave technology. Next, I'm going to teach you a trick. It's copy and paste tree. Okay, for example, in our case, it doesn't matter which technology Steve chose. It always has event with 2 possible outcomes, best case and worst case. So we are going to copy the subtree over here, and to do that, let's highlight the cell which contains the event node over here. Control T. Choose the second option, copy subtree, then click OK. And then let's select the cell in which we are going to paste the event. Control T, okay, paste subtree. Here we go. Okay, so once again, under cellular technology, we have best case and worst case, but keep in mind, we have to update the information regarding probabilities and costs. In this case, if cellular technology is chosen, there's 80% chance Steve is going to be in best case scenario, and in that case, the R&D cost would be $40,000. So let's change that accordingly, and the probability of worst case will be 0.2, and the R&D cost would be $70,000. Okay, and we're gonna do the copy paste thing once again. Control T, copy subtree. Okay, and select the cell in which we are going to paste the subtree. Control T, paste subtree. Click OK. Alright, once again, we're going to update probability and the cost information. This time, the probability of best case is 0.9. The probability of worst case under infrared technology is 0.1, and the associated R&D cost is $80,000. Here we go. And that's the tree, and tree plan has done the calculation for us automatically. As we go back to the very beginning of the tree, here's what we're going to see. Okay, so the EMV associated with microwave technology is $28,000. EV of cellular tech is $29,000, and EV of infrared technology is $32,000. As a result, if Steve has won the research grant, he's going to pick infrared technology, which is our option 3 over here, and the resulting EV is $32,000. And then when we go back to stage 2 of the tree, we see event 50% chance Steve got $32,000, and 50% chance he loses $5,000. So to calculate EV, it's going to be 0.5 times 32,000 plus 0.5 times negative 5,000, and the resulting EV is $13,500. And at the very beginning, compare the two options, applying for research grant or not. Apparently, go for it is the better decision for Steve. So decision 1 in this case is applying for grant. As a result, the expected value of this decision would be $13,500 for Steve.